Vortex Crystals for the Commodore 64 was originally released in 2015 as an entry in the RGCD 16K cartridge competition. The single-screen platform game was well received, and while it didn't win the competition, it did build up a dedicated following. With that in mind, the team at the New Dimension, headed by Richard Bayliss, revisited it, and 2 years later the game was re-released as the significantly expanded full-size version. Set in the future, scientists have discovered strange energy crystals on another world, powerful enough to protect Earth against an alien invasion. They've been transported back home and stored safely in a huge complex. Or so they thought. Aliens have managed to bypass the security system and are now stopping the human race from using these in preparation for a full-scale invasion. It's your job to get in and recover them and save the planet. Armed with nothing more than your trusty laser, you have to work your way through all 16 floors, gather all the crystals and help save all of mankind. Now why is it that jobs like this are always left down to just one person to do it? Films, television, games, you name it, there's just a solitary hero or heroine left to do the job on their own. Maybe in this future timeline they didn't have their own version of the A-Team, who knows. Anyway, what ensues is an action platform game. Each level is presented as a single screen platformer where you have to collect all of the crystals before making your way to the exit and progressing to the next level. Blocking the way are a number of aliens patrolling the platforms and a number of hazards that are in your path. From conveyor belts on the platforms themselves to ground spikes that need to be jumped over, you have to safely traverse the platforms to get to all the crystals. Your laser can be used to destroy the aliens blocking your way, but you only have a limited amount of ammo. And to make things worse, the aliens respawn after a short period of time, so you can't go in guns blazing. It's not all bad though, as the aliens will drop essential items at random for you to collect, including all important ammunition, and once you've collected all the crystals, an exit pass to allow you to leave the level and move on to the next. Despite the limited colour palette of the Commodore 64, there's plenty of variety between the stages. While the overall design for the stylish background graphics and sprites remain the same for each level, the colour schemes have been chosen carefully to create plenty of variety from one level to the next to stop the game from becoming bland and repetitive. There's a choice of music or sound effects, but defaults to the music by Richard Bayliss right from the start, and being honest, when you start listening to it, you'll soon decide that this is far better than any sound effects option could provide. It's a great thumping track that makes great use of the SID chip, and it fits the pace of the game perfectly. 8-bit platform games are notorious for their difficulty and need for pixel-perfect precision. There's none of that in Vortex Crystals though, and it's actually a welcome relief. The levels themselves are well designed and will still provide you with a challenge as you play. But there's nothing about their creation that will leave you frustrated just because you were a single pixel out when you decided to jump over a gap. The gameplay is pure old school at its best. There's nothing overly complicated here, so you can pick the game up quickly and get down to playing it and enjoying what is a fun and addictive, fast arcade platformer almost immediately. The graphics, sound and more importantly the game itself all add up to make for a compulsive platformer that you'll soon find hard to put down. And even with the fixed attack patterns of the aliens and static positions for the crystals, there's still enough enjoyment to be gained from repeat play long after you complete the game as well. Vortex Crystals is a superb platformer and it's been released as freeware, so it won't cost you anything whatsoever to get this game, so you have absolutely no excuse not to add this to your Commodore 64 games collection. It's fully compatible with both PAL and NTSC systems, so you'll be able to play this no matter where you live. It's available digitally for use with emulators, real hardware with SD card adapters, or the C64 Mini, which was used for capturing the footage for this review. The game is available as a free download from itch.io, where you can make an optional donation to the team, and the link will be in the description. Our score for Vortex Crystals will be right up.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click on the like button and leave us a comment below. Also, spare a moment to share this video on Twitter, Facebook, and all your social media pages. To get updates on all of our latest videos delivered straight to your inbox, subscribe now using the link on the screen.